Welcome to Tangerine Alert. This time we are talking about the USS Phoenix, recently announced by WizKids as a ship coming in the next wave. This has been the ship I have been waiting for probably a year, at least since it was first announced. For two reasons. First, Nebula class ship is my favourite ship. The Sutherland from DS9 was amazing. It's one of the key things that I always look forward to in the episodes when we watched it. Sutherland was also the first OP ship which I won myself. I didn't have to go and buy it. And the USS Phoenix was from the best TNG episode in my opinion. It comes from where Benjamin Maxwell decided to violate a ceasefire with the Cardassians because he suspected they were rearming themselves and took the Phoenix into Cardassian territory against orders to go and blow up some of their science stations, which he believed were military labs. We never found out if he was right or wrong to do this, but Picard was sent in to go and bring him back in change as necessary. Benjamin Maxwell was also one of Chief O'Brien's first commanding officers. Chief had a strong connection with Maxwell. So, enough about the fluff, back into the game. Phoenix, Nebula, 4 attack, 1 defense, 4 shield and 4 hull. Standard Federation, evade, target lots, scan and battle stations. 26 points. And it comes with probably the best ship ability I've seen in the game yet. During your move, you may change your maneuver to another maneuver on your dial with the same speed. If you do so, place not Zulu token beside your ship. So, the question that needs to be answered is, if I choose a 2 bank, which is a white maneuver, and I change it to a 2 forward, which is a green maneuver, does that then remove the auxiliary? I would say from reading this, the answer is yes. Let's wait to see. I'm sure there'll be a ruling on that shortly. Even so, you could use a secondary impulse reactor, which would remove the need for the auxiliary, or stop the auxiliary affecting your ship as well by disabling it. So the auxiliary is not going to be an issue. The ability itself lets you change your maneuver if you have a high skill captain after and another ship may have positioned itself to get into the firing arc for you. So you can now say, if you chose a 3 forward, choose a 3 bank to make yourself go out of their arc. This is extremely powerful. I don't need to explain why. You have the ability of second guessing essentially what someone is doing. I will be using this ship. I fear that this ship may be seen as broken by most. I look forward to seeing it being used. Hang on, well, maybe it won't work at all, but I think with the right person, this ability will be amazing. Right, on to Benjamin Maxwell, the captain. When attacking a ship with one of your secondary weapons during the modified tap dice step, you may reroll any one of your attack dice. Skill 6, with an elite talent, 4 points. He's a good second tier captain. He's a good skill 6. Benjamin Maxwell is supposed to be a well-respected captain, but not legendary, not a Picard or Kirk, but was a recognised good captain, so 6 is a good figure here. His ability is always going to be useful because it won't require the cost of an action. I see him getting his time if I need 4 points spare and I need a good captain. So, Admiral Hayden. Fleet action. Target a ship at range 1 to 2 that does not have your ship in its forward firing arc. If you attack that ship this round, gain 1 attack dice and roll 1 less defense dice. Increase the captain's skill by 1, cost 1 point. For a 1 point admiral, yep. If I have a point spare, no brainer, fleet action that could be useful. An ability to put essentially a secondary captain in case my primary captain gets discarded or whatever. Prefix code. Discard this card to target a ship at range 1 to 2 of your ship. Disable up to 2 shield tokens on the target ship. Place an auxiliary power token beside your ship. 5 points and an elite talent. Quite frankly, 5 points discards, I don't like them. Now, this has got a very useful ability. You can help if you go with a big alpha attack to get rid of their big ship. Yes, for 5 points, you can do a few extra points of hull damage. I don't see myself taking this. I find this too expensive. But I've been wrong before. And if you're using fleet captains or something, which gives you a free talent, then maybe I would consider it. But there's other things I'd rather take that aren't discards. So, on to crew. Elizabeth Lenz. At any time, you may discard this card to remove one disable upgrade token from one of your crew or tech upgrades, and then place 2 time tokens on that upgrade. So this is a nice transition card to go from the old world to the new world of time tokens. If you have a tech upgrade or a crew upgrade, for example, a crew upgrade that is Terry, which we'll be discussing next, it means you then just have to wait and then 1 round and then he comes back and is usable. It's not an action to trigger this, it's a 1-point discard. I certainly see this being used a lot. Terry, crew, 4 points, action, disable this card, and 2 of your active shields to repair 1 damage to your ship's hull. I think this is one of the first crew we've seen for a long time that can actually repair hull. Suddenly you have a fix to that warp core breach problem, providing you have active shields. I see Terry being used a lot. I'm interested to see how he teams up with someone like Harry Kim, so Harry can repair a couple of shields, or Miles O'Brien can repair shields 1 round, and next round Terry can disable them to repair hull. Be interesting to see. High energy sensor sweep. This is the same as comes with the Sutherland. When you move, you may disable 1 shield to perform a freeze scan action. No ship may be equipped with more than 1 high energy sensor upgrade. So, I've used this before. Yes, it's 5 points, but it's not an action, it's not a discard. You get a free scan. If you want to trigger something like the original Tiny Prize spot to get your battle station's ability from scan token, you can do that just by disabling a shield. I see this getting a fair amount of use for people who like combos that are triggered by scans. So, onto the armory here. Quantum torpedoes and photon torpedoes. Fairly standard, we've seen these before with the last month's release. 3 time tokens. Otherwise, same as we've seen for the last year. Yes, they'll both be used. Yes, they'll both be seen. And yes, people hate them because they're time tokened, and people love them because they're time tokened. I like time tokens, but I think I'm in the minority. Arsenal. Add 2 upgrade slots to your upgrade bar. When placing time tokens on one of your weapons upgrades, you may place one of these tokens on this card. So, it reduces the number of time tokens from 3 to 2 for the 2 weapons you have coming every time you fire them. So, that means you could have an arsenal and 2 quantum torpedoes and fire quantum torpedoes every round. Yes, that will cost you 16 points. But, hey, quantum torpedoes every round, providing you find a way of getting that target lock, I think that's a good investment. And now to the most controversial card from everyone who's spoken to me. The Aft Torpedo Launcher, probably the most controversial card from the set. I've had a lot of people try and talk to me about this and explain why it's broken. This is a crew or tech or weapons upgrade. We're getting more of these upgrades that can be on any of the slots. They're becoming more of a bugger to file. I'm going to have to reorganize everything soon. When attacking with a photon torpedo upgrade, you may disable this card to card a ship that is not in your forward firing arc. This upgrade may only be purchased for a ship with a hull of 4 or greater that does not have a rear firing arc and costs 5 extra points for any non-fed ships. So, this is similar to the aft weapons array for the Dominion, which is 4 points, but that in itself is a 4 dice weapon, and it's with a disable effect. I think that's quite a good investment. This at 3 points, and only works with photons, not quantums. I can't see this being used that frequently. I would rather pay the extra point or 2 points, depending on my ship, and take the aft weapons array, because it doesn't require spending extra points on torpedoes. It doesn't require a dedicated target lock, so you can use a target lock for the reroll. Yes, there's a nice amount of fluff in here, but it's just too pricey, I think, and there's too many limitations. And if it was 1 point or 2 points, then yes, I will let it go. But I think it's too pricey for what it is. So, that's the USS Phoenix. Probably the ship I've been looking forward to the most. I can't wait to actually get it in my hands to work on how to make use of all these new fun things that are coming out. Thanks for listening. What do you guys think? Please leave comments below.